Hello, Abnormal Investigations. Hope y'all are doing well. I've got another encounter for you guys today that was sent in. Sounds like a lady's having some trouble with a dog man or a werewolf, whatever y'all would call this one. Pretty intriguing, to say the least. I think it's very crazy. This Saturday night coming up on our live, we're going to have some things to talk about and to show you. I think it's going to be a good night. I don't know if a lot of you would like to see us go back to the area where we had all the eye shine at. The first spot we went to last Saturday, which was the new spot. I don't know if we'll go back there. It was a pretty hot spot, but it was really good. I'm still working on getting the IR photos out and the videos from the IR. They will be on Patreon. So if you want to go over and see what we caught that night on the IR, there's video on the IR and photographs that'll be released on Patreon. Again, Patreon is at the lowest setting we can set it, so it's not much to go on to the Patreon. And let's get into this encounter. I live by myself with my two kids in a secluded spot next to a creek. I'm 28 years old, and until recently, our lives were pretty quiet. But everything changed when we got a new swing set. At first, the kids were thrilled to have a new place to play, and I was happy to see them so carefree. But soon, strange things started happening. The swing set would creak and sway, even when no one was on it. I brushed it off as the wind, but deep down I knew it was something more. One night, I heard a loud thud coming from outside. I looked out the window, and that's when I saw it. The swing set was moving on its own, and something was sitting on the swing. I couldn't make out what it was, but it was definitely not one of my kids. I tried to shake off the feeling of unease, but it only got worse. The next day, I found scratch marks on the swing set, and the kids started acting strange. They would talk about a new friend they had made. But I knew we were not alone out there, and the new friend was always in the wood line talking to him. I'm starting to wonder if the swing set was a bad idea. Has it brought something sinister to our lives? The whistling and giggling from the wood line was unnerving, but it was the mimicry of our cat's meows. That's what really started sending chills down my spine. At first I thought it was just my imagination, but then I saw it. I was doing dishes one night, gazing out the window, when I looked, and I locked eyes with it. It was a werewolf, the best way I know to describe it, standing on two legs, staring right back at me, mimicking our cat noises. My heart skipped a beat as I froze, my hands submerged in the soapy water. The creature's eyes glowed in the dark. They were shining from the kitchen light shining out that illuminated the creature, and I could sense its gaze piercing through me. I tried to scream, but my voice was trapped in my throat. The werewolf didn't move, didn't blink. It just kept staring at me, its presence filling the room. I was paralyzed with fear, unable to look away. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, it vanished into the darkness. I didn't sleep that night, my mind racing with questions. What did it want? Why was it watching us? And what did it have to do with the swing set? I was shaken to my core as the werewolf attacked our home, its furious beating and blood-curdling screams making my kids cry hysterically. But what happened next was even more terrifying. It started mimicking their cries, sounding identical to their terrified wails. I broke down, overcome with fear and helplessness, and began to cry also. It also started mimicking me. I frantically called my dad, begging him to come home, or to come over. He rushed to our aid, but by the time he arrived, the creature had vanished. He searched the perimeter of the home, but he found nothing. We packed our bags, and we fled to my parents' house, seeking refuge from the horror. Now I'm consumed by guilt and questions. What have I done wrong? Did I provoke it by installing a swing set? Was it a mistake to live so close to the woods? I feel like I've put my kids in danger, and I don't know how to protect them. My dad thinks I'm overreacting, that it was just a wild animal or a prank gone wrong. But I know what I saw, and I know what I heard, and it was no ordinary creature. I'm at a loss, unsure what to do next or how to keep my family safe. That's when it hit me. The creature only started appearing after the kids began playing on the swing set, singing songs together. Their laughter and giggles seemed to attract it, and I wondered if it was somehow drawn to their joy. But why would that make it mad? I remembered the way it mimicked their cries, and the chill ran down my spine. Was it trying to communicate with them, or was it just jealous of their happiness? I thought about the swing set and how it seemed to be the catalyst for the creature's appearances. I started to wonder if I had unknowingly disturbed something by installing the swing set. Was it a sacred place for the creature? Did it see the kids' laughter and play as a disruption? I felt a wave of regret wash over me, thinking about how to attempt to bring joy to my kids might have had the opposite effect. I know I can't go back to the house, not now. The thought of facing the creature again, of putting my kids in harm's way, is unreal. My parents have been kind enough to take us in, but I know I can't impose on them forever. I've tried researching ways to deal with the creature, but I found nothing really concrete. I've considered seeking help from paranormal investigators or local experts, but I'm not sure who to trust. For now, I'm stuck in limbo, unsure how to reclaim my home or ensure my family's safety. I feel like I'm living a nightmare, and I don't know how to wake up. I've tried to talk to my kids about it to prepare them for what might happen next, but they're too young to understand. They just know that they can't go back to their home. I feel like I'm running out of options, like I'm trapped in a situation. I don't know how to escape. I just want to keep my kids safe, but I don't know how to do that anymore. I know that kids sometimes will bring these things in. We've had that happen to us when we was camping, when we'd have the kids and they were being loud and stuff. It seemed like that would always attract it. We've always said, I think they're attracted to kids. If you don't own the house, maybe rent somewhere else, move. If you own the house, maybe get your dad or a relative to stay with you for a while, install some lights, motion detectors, and trail cams should help, and maybe even a dog inside to bark. It doesn't have to be a big dog, just a small dog, something to alert you that it's there and to also let it know that you know it's there. I think that would help also. Thank you for sending your story in. I hope you get it worked out. And until next time, keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something's dinner.